Hey, Debo, let's do this, man. Tell me about your off season. What you do? What was it like?
Um, Besides working, just hanging, chilling with the kids. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy.
No trips or nothing like that? Or
Took
nothing?
took a couple. Took a couple.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But other than that, lay low.
Let me ask you, at this stage of your career, how much, what's the time from the end of the season to when you back in the gym?
I think season ended. I probably take 2 weeks off.
Okay.
And I probably get in boxing. I probably box for like a month and a half straight.
Really?
Yeah, just to keep my endurance, and that's like my workout.
Right.
Yeah, so I'll probably box for a month and a half straight.
Okay.
Then I'll start, getting back in the gym, working on my body, stuff like that. So.
How long you been boxing? How long you been? That's been part of your.
Every summer.
Really?
Yeah, every summer.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
We know how tough last year was, man. How much are you looking forward to? Just some stability, hopefully some normalcy this season, man.
I mean, that's number one. I'm looking forward to, not just for myself, for all these guys that was here, and the fans, everybody who went through kind of, that roller coaster ride with us last year. Just having a foundation to kind of start from, scratch, from top to bottom. There's been so much change. Now so much has kind of been laid out. Now we understand what we need. Now we got a training camp under Coach Christie. That goes a long way.
Yeah. I know you had some of the guys come down to SoCal and work out. Tell me about that, and what's the purpose of that?
Yeah, just build the camaraderie early. Get guys out together. Work out, hoop a little bit, go eat. Hang out. Kind of start, those relationships early on. Kind of build throughout the summer. So once training camp do start, it's easy.
Right. You just pick right up.
Yeah.
Dennis Schröder, that dude's been around a minute, been around a number of teams, starred in Eurobasket. What can you tell me about him?
Fierce competitor, man. Every time I competed against Dennis, he was one of those ones that's a dog. He gonna talk crap to you. He gonna push you. He a big time gamer. He's played with some of the greatest players in this league. Back when he was in Atlanta to now. Everywhere he went, he played an impact on winning with those teams. So, I mean, obviously you seen what he just did for his country.
Yeah.
Him getting MVP of that whole tournament shows you what type of player he is.
How can a guy like that impact what you do on the court?
Yeah.
Tell me how that relationship
It makes
is.
it easier. When you play with guys like that, it makes the next person down the line that's a competitor job that much more easier. So being able to get him, at a position that, we kind of struggled with, last year after the trade, hopefully go a long way for us.
Seems like after the trade, did you feel like the ball was in your hands a lot more and you had to be a facilitator at all?
I don't know. After the trade, it just seemed like it was so much that we was kind of like scrambling through, because it was hard to find exact foundation. I think we were just trying to just figure it out every single night. It was tough. It was tough.
Right. But it's a new year, man. You and Zach together again. You guys are like brothers. Describe that relationship to me.
Yeah, Zach is, I forget he's my teammate again because we so close. We so close. That's my dog. Our time in Chicago was special. Now to be playing with him again here is special. I feel like I played a big part of him coming because before he made the decision on coming, he called me and asked me, should he come? And I said, yeah, not knowing, I was going to bring him in the mess that we was going through. But, in the same token, that's just to show, our relationship that we had. He trusted my word and calling me to come back here and play with me. So, that shows you how close we are.
You've accomplished so much, All-Stars, Olympic medals, 25,000 points. What's the motivation there for DeMar DeRozan now?
Man, the love of the game, one, the pureness, love of the game, and two, the understanding that, guys don't get the opportunity to play this long. You can't take those moments for granted, and for me, loving and putting everything I got into this, into this game, into whenever I decide to be done, but enjoying it and truly loving it.
How do you feel like you guys can improve this year, man? Is it just from stability or the rod? Like, how can you guys?
I feel like stability can go a long way. You know, we put up a fight that second half of the season. You know, I'm not sure what the exact record was, but, you know, we was trending in the right direction a lot of time. Without a foundation of how we needed to be, how we needed to play. I think this time around, stability could go a long way. It goes a long way with anything in life. Once you have any type of stability, everything else becomes easier. So leaning on that stability and having a foundation that we can build off, gonna go a long way.
In terms of leadership, you know, like I said, you've been in the league a number of years. You've seen a lot of things. How much leadership do you place on your shoulders?
Yeah, all of it. You know, all of it, because, you know, I got the most years. The knowledge and everything. I've been through my whole year. I have so much to offer, just as much as from an experience standpoint as I do as on the floor as well. So, you know, I definitely wear that on my shoulders.
Scott Perry's been around for a while. You got Doug, former player. Tell me about, you know, just the message they are sending to you guys as a team.
Yeah, the standards of what we need to be if we want to be a successful team. You know, and both of them fall hand in hand. They both align perfectly. You know, to bring Scott in here and Doug, you know, they go hand in hand to, you know, bleed that down to us as a team. You know, and I think when you got, you know, the top working hand in hand together, it falls back on us to fall in line and do what we need to do. I think it's gonna work well.
All right, man. Appreciate you, baby.
Yep,
Good luck this
appreciate
season,
you.
man.
Yep.
Yep.